Hey everybody, this is the 20-gallon aquarium I keep set up for my wife to enjoy. And tonight we're going to do a simple before and after video. We're just going to get in there and do a little bit of basic maintenance. It needs a haircut, something fierce. You can barely even see the bottom of the tank, it's so dark in there. Some of that may be some algae and some crud growing on the glass directly underneath the light. But I suspect most of it just has to do with all of that water sprite you can see growing in there, and it's really blocking out the light. So we're going to do a water change. We're going to wipe down the glass. I know it's a little hard to tell from this sort of gloomy view we're seeing right now, but the glass does have a fair amount of algae growing on it, especially in the lower levels. So we're going to get in there and get that all wiped out, do a simple water change, filter change, etc. And so there you go. We're going to do before and after. And in the after part, we'll probably get a little bit better look at the fish that are swimming around in the tank because we'll be able to see them. So we'll consider this part your before. And there's your after. So you got just what it said on the tin. I removed a bunch of that water sprite. I actually also removed a little bit of Java fern. Some of those longer fronds in the back actually had little babies starting to grow off the tips of them, so I was able to remove those. I pulled a bunch of Java moss out of the tank. Java moss is one of those plants that I like, but you just have to accept the fact that it's going to grow like a weed. It's going to grow all over everything in the tank, and you're going to have to get in there and pull it out and remove it in clumps. So while we're getting a halfway decent look at it, I wanted to point out the German blue ram that's in this tank. This is the one I often mention. When I got 3 of them from the PetSmart, I put all 3 of them in the tank in the basement. And what I was hoping for was 2 of them to pair off and then there'd be a third one out. And what I did was I took that third one out and I put it in this tank. And you can see it still looks great. It's still behaving normally. Its colors are all still good. And this is another one of the inexpensive big chain pet store GBRs that I got. And as far as the tank temperature, because I'm sure somebody's asking about that by now, right now it's 80 degrees, but that is only because I put some warm water back in the tank when I was filling it up. This tank usually sits around 78 or 79 degrees. So we are in the tropical temperature range, but for those that insist that the GBRs need to be 85, 86 degrees, I've had as much success. In fact, I honestly have had more success keeping them at normal tropical temperatures, upper 70s, than I have keeping them at the higher temperatures with or without an air stone or whatever. I've just never found that really high temperature thing to be true necessarily. And again, this one here is a perfect example of a German blue ram in the upper 70s. And it's not really old, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm not really counting this as a success yet. It's only been in there for a few months. But that's longer than most of them survive in my water. And again, the 2 in the basement, you know, this is the third one from that batch of 3 I got. Those 2 still look really good too. The only one I had recently that died was the $20 ram that came from my good fish store. So that one looked great right up until it didn't. It looked perfectly healthy. It was all shiny, nice, beautiful color on it. And within 36 hours or so, it was just dead. I have no idea what happened to it. So there you go. That's a little update on what's going on in this tank. Otherwise, I've got the black skirt tetras. I've got a mix of the long fin black skirts, as you can see right there. Some silhouettes swimming by. I've got some of the regular black skirt tetras in there. I've also got some bloodfin tetras and some Pristella tetras in here. And there is a couple of little pepper cories on the bottom in this tank. So pretty busy tank. Lots of stuff going on in there, but no particularly large fish. The nitrate was just off the chart, so no point in even talking about that. I did see that the nitrite was showing up a little bit. It turned the, I did a quick dip strip, and it actually turned the dip strip pink, which indicates that there is some nitrite in the tank, and there really shouldn't be. So I'm not really sure why I'm seeing some nitrite show up in the tank, but I will be keeping my eye on this one over the next few days to make sure it still looks okay. Usually when the nitrite starts going up a little bit like that, it's because, whenever the nitrite starts going up like that, you'll start to see some cloudy water. I was going to say that the other way around. Usually when I see cloudy water, It's because the nitrite is starting to go up a little bit. You know, the nitrogen cycle might get disrupted a little bit during a water change or whatever. Within a few days, you might have a little bit of cloudy water. So that's what might happen now. Why I would have the nitrite immediately after the water change, I don't know. So that's what kind of concerns me. I wish I'd have tested the water beforehand, but I didn't even think about it. So we'll have to just keep our eye on the tank and make sure everything seems okay. So far, so good. None of the fish are acting unusual. We haven't lost any fish in this tank, and everything is doing fine. So, like I said, there you go. There's a little bit of an update on my wife's tank. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget I do a live stream every Friday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. That way you won't miss any updates or any of the spur of the moment live streams that I do from time to time. So thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you real soon in the next one.